Today I have been considering that feeling of a need to be heard or included. I learned recently that feeling of exclusion register in the brain in the same way that physical pain does. That you actually feel the feelings of exclusion and the loneliness that comes from that in the same way that you would feel a physical injury. There's some pretty interesting psychology behind that. But I realized that through some experiences I've been having, I've been feeling this want to express myself in a way that would be understood by the people around me. And on the flip side of that is the people around me communicating to each other in a way that I can't clearly understand. And it leaves this frustrated feeling of isolation, of wanting to be a part of something but not feeling like I really truly am. And I battled with these feelings for a while, but I recognized recently that the only thing stopping me from having the feelings of being a part of it, because it was not them, in many ways it was only me, feeling like, oh, I don't have anything to say now. I'm not sure what it is they're saying, so I'm not really here. And I'd put myself in this headspace of not actually being there, of wandering around in my mind to all these other places and thinking about all these other scenarios when I was in the company of other people. Granted, it is difficult in moments where you want to be able to express in a way where you feel understood and you want to understand the things that people are trying to communicate to you. But I realized less often do I actually need to be speaking to people. Less often than I think. Do I actually need to be speaking to people to enjoy their company? I've been practicing just sitting and absorbing and just being present. And I heard this phrase that said, listening without the intent to respond. And I think that's awesome. To just hear what somebody has to say to you without thinking about what you're going to say next. Instead, you just fully absorb what it is they're going to say, and then consider it and respond if you feel the need to, in the best way that you know how. And it's felt like this has been really healing and soothing to myself and my psyche for all those ways and moments where I felt like I feel so outside of this, to think, I am a part of this, but in my own way. And I don't need to contribute with words. I can just contribute with my presence and my energy. And it feels nice. Not all the time is it that easy to do. Not all the time does it feel like that's what I want to do, to just sit there and absorb and take it in. But I feel like when I do and I get in that space, I'm learning a lot about these people I care about the way they interact, about the way that they express themselves, purely through observing. And it's been a really nice way for me to actually feel closer to the people I care about in a way that I hadn't experienced before. So I guess the biggest thing that I will take away from this in a more practical sense, this experience, is that these kinds of feelings that feel like overwhelming, if you stop and you take the time to actually look into yourself and say, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? Why are these actions from these people that I know care about me hurting me so much when I know that's not what they would intend? And then you look at yourself and why that's hurting you in the way that it is. And then doing what you can to learn about it. Because I learned more information about how these types of interactions happen, it made me feel much, much more at ease. So